What you are about to hear is not casual advice. It is a shift in how you walk, speak, think, act, a shift in how you interpret your circumstances and command your future. Let me tell you something that most people never grasp until it is too late. Your life bends to your assumptions. The way you expect things to go is the way they usually go, not because of fate but because of focus. Because your dominant thoughts pull circumstances into alignment, they shape how you act, how you speak, how you persist or retreat. So what if you assumed right now that everything is working out for you, even when it is hard, even when it is silent, even when there is no proof? What if you lived like the outcome was certain, like the door was already open and all you had to do was walk through it? That is not wishful thinking, that is mental engineering, and it is how the greatest minds in history rose through failure, criticism, and fear. Henry Ford did not hope things would work out, he decided they would, and he poured his belief into the unknown before the world believed it was even possible. When everyone said the automobile was a fantasy, he built factories. Thomas Edison did not doubt after his first, 100th, or 10,000th failed prototype, because he assumed success was inevitable. He did not need to see it, he carried it in his mind, and he acted as if it was already his. Charles Schwab did not operate from fear, he operated from faith in his vision, a faith so strong that entire steel empires were shaped by it. His certainty was contagious, his belief made other men follow. Andrew Carnegie, the man who transformed industry and wealth in America, he did not ask what if this does not work, he moved as if the results were already secured. That is the energy that builds legacies. So why not you? Why not now? Why not today? You have spent enough time worrying, enough time hesitating, enough time telling yourself stories rooted in fear. Now it is time to flip the script, because the version of you that hesitates, that overthinks, that shrinks when life gets loud, he cannot coexist with the version of you that walks in certainty. You cannot serve two minds, one must die. So today I hand you a new frame, a new filter, a new standard. Act as if everything always works out, not because it is guaranteed but because it makes you unstoppable. When you assume that success is inevitable, you move with courage, you speak with authority, you command your life instead of negotiating with it. This moment is your reset, your new operating system, and it is to be repeated daily until your subconscious accepts this certainty as law, until doubt withers in the presence of your calm, because fear cannot live where faith is present. The moment you live in alignment with the assumption that the outcome is secured, you destroy fear. Listen with intensity, speak these truths aloud, let them enter your nervous system like fuel, because what we do next is not mere motivation, it is reprogramming, and by the end of this hour you will not think the same, you will not move the same, you will not be the same. Let us begin with a question that has the power to rewrite your entire life. What if it all works out? Not just the small things, not just the comfortable outcomes, but all of it, the setbacks, the delays, the pain, the silence, the detours, the moments where nothing made sense. What if every piece of the struggle is building the exact version of you required for the dream you have been asking for? Most people do not live in that possibility, they live in worry. They wake up bracing for failure, they talk about worst-case scenarios, they expect betrayal, they wait for the bottom to fall out even when life is rising. Because of that expectation, they unconsciously direct their energy toward what they fear instead of what they want. But there is another way to live, a way that does not require hype, a way that does not demand perfection, a way that simply asks one thing from you: to believe before you see. Here is the truth. Belief is not a reaction, belief is a choice, and that choice directs the energy of your mind. The subconscious does not argue with you, it accepts what you feed it and then builds around that assumption. If you say things never work for me, your subconscious says understood and begins filtering your world through that lens. That is what you start to notice, that is what you start to expect, that is what you attract. Imagine waking up no matter the circumstance with this quiet command running in the background: everything is working out for me. Even if you are broke, even if you have been betrayed, even if the path is not clear yet, you still move like it is happening. You still execute like the doors are already opening. You still build like the foundation is solid. That belief alone, practiced daily, would rewire your entire life. Because when you assume things are working in your favor, you become calmer under pressure, more patient in the waiting, more powerful even when the evidence is not there yet. This is not delusion, this is leadership of self. Thomas Edison once said, "I have not failed, I have just found 10,000 ways that will not work." He did not call them failures because his faith was anchored. He had already seen the light before the world did. Every act of effort, every moment of fatigue, every time he reset his tools and started again, was another layer of belief. John D. Rockefeller did not rise by luck. He trained his thinking like a man trains for war. He believed in systems, in structure, in certainty, and that certainty came from mental rehearsal. He built wealth in his mind before he ever built it in the world. You must do the same. See yourself follow through. Imagine yourself moving with power. Speak to yourself like a general giving orders to a loyal army, with calm, with clarity, with conviction, because your subconscious mind is listening. It is always listening, and every word you whisper, every phrase you repeat, is either building faith or breaking it. Faith is not loud, it is silent, grounded, steady. It is built in the dark, when you show up despite your feelings. It is built when you say "I will" and follow through without applause. That is how Abraham Lincoln led a nation through fire. He was not the most popular, he was not the loudest, but he believed in the vision so deeply that no critic could shake it loose. When faith becomes unshakable, action becomes automatic. You no longer try to rise, you do. You no longer wonder if you are ready, you move, and your results begin to multiply not by chance but by design. Now write your chief aim, read it aloud every morning and every night with emotion, with certainty, with fire. Visualize the outcome daily. Speak your identity not as a wish but as a fact. I am focused, I am disciplined, I act with purpose, I do not flinch. This is practice, and when you practice it long enough, the man of doubt, of fear, of hesitation, he fades into dust, and the man of faith rises, not someday but today. Decide so fully that there is no path left to retreat. Burn the bridge behind you. Remove all fallback plans, all quiet excuses that whisper, "If this does not work, I can always go back." That man is gone. Do not entertain the voice of the old identity. Replace it every time it speaks with declarations. I move because I chose this path, not because it is easy but because it is mine. Protect your circle, align yourself with minds that speak with clarity, that move with purpose, and build your own mastermind. Surround yourself with men who challenge you to higher forms of execution, who hold you accountable, who share your obsession. One aligned conversation can change your life, and one weak one can steal it. Choose wisely. Decide now who you need to align with, who you need to release, who you need to become. Then repeat these truths daily until your faith is undeniable, and so are you. This is mental warfare, not fluffy motivation. It is the law of your mind in action. The only question is, what will you repeat today? Now go and command your life. If this message resonated with you, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below sharing your chief aim. Your future bends to your assumptions, so assume victory today.